What's up, guys? It's the last week of our Bible reading challenge, and I know it's been a while since I've seen a lot of you in person, but I hope you've been able to keep up with the reading, that you've been able to be in the Bible every day, and that you've been helped and encouraged, and you've grown to know Jesus more and want to make him known even more over the past 3.5 weeks. Our reading for today is Mark chapter 14, verses 53 to 72. And we're right in the middle of the high point of the Gospel of Mark, the climax, so to speak, where Jesus has been betrayed and now he's been arrested and now he stands trial before the religious leaders and the political leaders of his day. So that's where we pick up our reading for today in Mark chapter 14, verses 53 to 72. Let's get to it. What stood out to me today in Mark chapter 14 was this contrast between Jesus and Peter. You know, we read it at the beginning of this section that Jesus is before the high priest. And the high priest asks him point blank, "Are you the Christ? Are you the Son of God?" And Jesus doesn't deny it. He stands firm and confesses who he is. He is the Christ. He is the Son of God. He says, "I am." Peter, on the other hand, denies Jesus 3 times. He's asked by one of the servant girls if he knows Jesus, if he's with Jesus, and, kind of an accusation. "Hey, you're with Jesus." And Jesus says, "No, I'm not. No, I'm not." He denies Jesus, and he does it 3 times. So we have this contrast. Everybody else seems to run away and abandon Jesus, but Jesus stands firm. He is committed to his mission. He's not going to give up, and he is going to stay on his mission for sinners like you and me to suffer and die that we might be forgiven. My question for today is, what does Jesus mean in his answer to the high priest when he says that they will see the Son of Man seated at the right hand of power and coming with the clouds of heaven? What is Jesus talking about here? Is he talking about his second coming? And is he saying that all of the people there at his trial are going to see him coming at the second coming? I mean, didn't all those people die before he comes again? I mean, he hasn't come again. So what does Jesus mean here? Well, I actually don't think Jesus is talking about his second coming here, because we need to go back to a passage we talked about last week in Daniel 7, verses 13 to 14, where we read about the Son of Man coming. And this is what we read. "I saw in the night visions, and behold, with the clouds of heaven there came one like a son of man. And he came to the Ancient of Days and was presented before him. And to him was given dominion and glory and a kingdom, that all peoples, nations, and languages might serve him." And so what Jesus is talking about in Mark 14 isn't his second coming to earth. He's talking about his ascension and the spread of the kingdom. He's talking about his coming as the Son of Man to the Ancient of Days to receive the kingdom. And so what he's saying here is that all these people at Jesus' trial, they're going to see the gospel spread. They're going to see Jesus' kingdom prevail. I was reminded today that I'm like Peter and would have done the same thing in his shoes. It's easy to kind of be hard on Peter and say, "What are you doing, Peter? You can't even stand up to a servant girl. Or what are you doing?" But I would have done the same thing. You probably would have done the same thing. But we can be thankful that though we may deny Jesus, he never denies himself. He didn't deny his mission. He did what he came to do. And that should bring us comfort today, that we fail, but Jesus prevails. We sin, he is our sacrifice. And that's the heart of the gospel. And so I want to encourage myself, and I want to encourage you. Let's recommit today to trust in Jesus more and more and follow him with a whole heart. Well, that's all I have for today, and that brings these videos to a close. I hope they've been helpful. Hope they've been a little bit of an encouragement to you as you seek to read the Bible every day. And this Bible reading challenge propels you into future reading of God's Word as you make it a discipline and a habit of reading God's Word every day. I do hope to see you all in youth group this week, where we're going to start a new series about how we can read the Bible well and talk more about how to study God's Word and to grow to know God more through his Word. But until then, keep on reading God's Word every day.